Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at the 2019 Auto Show, and like I promised, we were going to be doing some filming with the all-new 2020 C8 Corvette. So let's talk a little bit about Corvette history. Corvette's been around since 1953, and to be honest with you, besides the 1990 ZR1 with that quad cam engine, this is probably the biggest news overall in so many years when it comes to America's true and only sports car. Now, think about it. We may look at this car and say, hey, have they been recently thinking about a mid-engine Corvette? They haven't. They've actually been thinking about doing a mid-engine Corvette all the way back to the 1960s, and it really goes to Zora Arkus Duntov, the man that I feel is the father, the true father of the Corvette. He started getting his wheels turning at the 1957 12 Hours of Sebring when his driver, John Fitch, driving the Corvette SS, was complaining of his feet being on fire because of that race engine right in front of the firewall. After so many decades, after so many people talking, there was a 1970s Astrovette, which was actually rotary powered. We now have the all-new 2020 C8 Corvette here for you. So let's go ahead and dive into this monumental car in Corvette's lineup. So when we say C8, we're talking about the generation. This is the 8th generation of the Corvette, and this is still a Stingray. Stingray name was actually on the car from 1963 to 1976. They got rid of the Stingray name and brought it back for 2014. For 2020, it's still there. Looking at the front of the Corvette, it's actually wider, it's lower. The car does weigh around 200 pounds more. The nice thing is, it still looks like a Corvette, even though the engine is in the middle, still looks like a Corvette. I do like the open air intakes. Here's a little fun fact. Do you see this plane here, this horizontal plane? That's actually there because of Department of Transportation standards for pedestrians, to protect pedestrians as they are crossing the street. Kind of interesting. Love the full LED daytime running lamp, headlight, really aggressive from the front. There's that iconic logo. You go back to 1953 when, remember, you could only get your Corvette white with red interior. You still had that cross flags. Another fun fact about Zora Arkus Duntov is that he is the man who came up with the plan to put a V8 in a Corvette, which happened back in 1955. But from the front end of the business, absolutely love this car. Of course, it's gonna have the data recorder so you could go do your track days and get all that information. But let's go ahead and go around the corner here and check out some of the styling. Now, as we come around the bend, with this Corvette, it's gonna be a first time thing when it comes to optioning. They're taking a page from Porsche's playbook. What that means is many different wheel options, many different wheel color options, even going down to brake calipers. So this one has that 6-piston Brembo caliper Z51 performance package. What that means is that will be the highest level of performance for the 2020 C8 Corvette. There's no Z06 yet, and definitely no talk yet about a ZR1, but I'm sure it is gonna trickle down. Probably one of the biggest things that will separate this car from a Ferrari, a McLaren, a Bugatti is that, guess what? It has a GPS system in it to where you could actually adjust the height to over 1,000 locations, and it will memorize it. So let's say the curb in front of your house is kind of high, the car will remember that and will lift up. It's got a lift system so that you don't scratch any of that beautiful bodywork on that lower curbing. That is new, but I love this wheel design. 19-inch wheel, wrapped in the Michelin 4S's. These are run flat tires, large rotor with those calipers. One thing to remember, when you go Z51, no longer are we talking about $60,000 price tag, we're now talking around $80,000. Let's continue down the side. Beautiful side mirrors, I love the design. Here's another fun fact. If you look at the side mirror on the passenger side, it actually sticks out further. The reason why is from behind the seat, you need to be able to view it a little bit better than this one close by. But you can see the fine details, that lower sill panel down low, and then probably one of my favorite parts of this car is going to be the air intake. Look at how the actual framing for it starts on the door panel, and then that's going to ram cool air into the radiators for that V8 engine, that fresh air. It's actually a split level, believe it or not, in there to direct the air where it needs to go. Now this one is a convertible. They're going to introduce the coupe and the convertible together. The crazy thing about it being a convertible, first of all, it's a folding hardtop, which that's new on a Corvette. Also, it only weighs 77 pounds more. 77 pounds more for top-down fun. We keep working our way back. Back rear, now the tires. Up front, the wheels are a little bit more narrow. They get a little wider towards the back because remember, this is still rear-wheel drive. As we come around to the rear of the car, you can see that taillight design. They kind of took it to the next level. Really interesting because remember, for so many years it was all about round taillights. A lot of people with the C7 got all upset. I do like the design. Where I'm gonna zonk it is this rear. I'm zonking that. It looks like a switch Camaro, but I do like the gloss black. This is functional. The quad exhausts on both sides are back again, and this rear diffuser area, fully functional, really nicely set up with the Stingray logo on this back area. Now, with it being a convertible, the only way to see the engine, that LT2, is through the venting there that is also functional. But we're talking about 485 horsepower, and for the first time, an 8-speed Tremec-made DCT transmission. But why don't we go ahead and check out the interior of this C8 Corvette. All right, guys, time to check out the inside of this convertible. Like I said, the convertible is only 77 pounds more. Feast your eyes on what they did with the interior. They brought it to an all-new level. And the great news is you could personalize it to your taste. Everything from steering wheels, there are 2 separate steering wheels. There's 3 different seat options, plus all the colors, stitching, and trim is unique to how you want it set up. One of the biggest things that is really grabbing a lot of people's attention is that large divider separating the driver from the passenger, and all of those AC controls and everything located nicely right there. I also like the way that the infotainment system screen has a nice tilt to it. It's all driver focused. Pretty much all the passenger is going to do is hold on to dear life, because this car will perform like none other. 0 to 60 in Z51 trim around 2.9 seconds. That is mind-blowing. Top speed 194 miles an hour. This is what it's about. It's about taking the Corvette to the next level, and Chevrolet felt that the only way to do that was to put the engine in the middle, because remember, when we say mid-engine, it's in between the front axles and the rear axles, and I'm happy to say that it's still about performance and keeping that wonderful name. But if it's cars like these that you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some merch. I got to give it up to my wonderful wife, Lori, working the camera, being a champ, doing a great job. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.